A quick hitting storm system tonight and into early to mid morning tomorrow could give us a dusting to a half inch, mainly the higher chances south of town for more snow. And again, a half inch is what we're talking about. This is a quick hitting system, and I'm urging you not to panic much. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. Thanks for joining me on the Sunday Sunset Live. Here's generally the expected snowfall from the National Weather Service, which does a great job at depicting the highest chances for snow are going to be south of I-66 tomorrow, and then even another notch of higher probabilities for slightly higher snowfall amounts down to Fredericksburg, and even Richmond has a better chance of snow tomorrow than directly around the Beltway. As you can see here depicted in the blue, we do see that swath of snow setting up mainly south of town, but don't want anyone to be surprised between 3 a.m. and 10 a.m. around DC that we could see a dusting of snow perhaps. And this is a weak, quick hitting storm system. We've got to get this cold front out of here tomorrow evening, but really the precipitation ends pretty quickly by mid to late morning tomorrow. So let me get everything straight here with the graphics. We're going to show you next that it's a quiet week after this system goes through tomorrow. And I'm not sure why I'm not able to load comments. Hopefully this loads shortly. Fingers crossed that this is broadcasting. And what else do I have for you? This, again, sunnier and a little bit warmer by the end of the week, so we do have that to look forward to. Yes, some periodic clouds, but it's dry. It's pretty quiet overall, so keep that in mind. Now, snow lovers, I'm trying to find you a chance of a dusting here on this map. 33% chance, kind of a dusting to a coating tomorrow morning, so I'm trying to find you all a little bit of snow, but I'm just not so sure that I can promise you too much, so please keep expectations low for this snow tomorrow morning. It is not going to be too big of a snowmaker, so I don't want people thinking they're going to have massive problems tomorrow. The temperatures rise above freezing even by late morning. We're in the mid 30s, so keep that in mind. Here's the high end amount. Again, I'm trying to be optimistic for snow lovers. Yes, we could see a dusting to a coating around the Beltway and I-66, but the higher chances of a little more snow, as you can see here, south of DC. Fredericksburg has even a higher chance. La Plata, Salisbury, Maryland, and then Charlottesville, Stanton, you all have even a higher chance as well. So keep that in mind for when you're making your plans later tonight. I don't think that I am live and on the air. I'm not able to load comments, which is usually a pretty bad sign that I am not properly loaded into this Facebook Live. So I apologize if this is broadcasting and I am about to go off the air again, but I am trying to see if there is evidence that, okay, so I found that I am live. Excellent, Brad, thank you. Any more than 20 degrees above average this week, it's unlikely. I agree. Susan, thank you. I see you now. I'm so sorry, everyone. Misha, no freeze warnings. The growing season is over. And Linda, thank you so much for tuning in. And Liz, thank you for tuning in. And apologies, I'm going to have to fix these slow loading comments for next Sunday. I'm Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. Anytime you need us at capitalweathergang.com and on Twitter at Capital Weather. I do these every Sunday for our Sunday Sunset chats, and we are at the earliest sunsets of the year. Yes, that does not align perfectly with our shortest days of the year. The day length is going to shorten a few more minutes, I believe down to about 9 hours and 27 minutes, whereas right now, today, we're at 9 hours and 31 minutes, you can see there. But again, because of a nice quirky orbital pattern that we do in Earth around the sun, we have our earliest sunsets now through Wednesday, I believe. And then those sunsets get later. You'll see some evening light slowly but surely, seconds and then minutes gaining steam in the evenings as we get toward the winter solstice, which again, it's our shortest day on December 21st. So the days between sunrise and sunset, that shortens, but it is a little bit lopsided where we get the light coming to and from. So we get a little more evening light after Wednesday, but we're gonna have later and later sunsets by a few more minutes as we get even past Wednesday toward the winter solstice, which again is our shortest day. So just a little bit of trivia there. These early sunsets, they are pretty hard, even for me to get on the air and gather all my data and graphics for you by 4:45, but the sunset gets no earlier than this. All right, so even though shorter days are going to continue to shorten into the winter solstice on December 21st, we are past the worst of the evening light being taken away from us. It doesn't get any worse. The sunsets will slowly get a little bit later after Wednesday. All right, and of course, our snow tracker is 0. We'll see if we can get anything tomorrow, and that is a big if around town. The main snow chances for more than just a dusting are south of I-66. Jerry is cheering for snow, snow, snow. So let me show you this simulated radar from about 1 a.m. tonight. The main chance for snow is 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. here in the DC area. And Antoine, yes, indeed, I love military time. So I love that you love that. And Misha, later sunsets, indeed. I can't wait for that to happen starting on Wednesday, even though, yes, our days do get shorter, continuously shorter. But we just have, we borrow the time from later and later sunrises. So that's the key. Linda, thanks for tuning in. And Dwayne wants snow to stay away from the area. I'm sorry. If you can go northwest of town, north and northwest of DC, you have a better chance of avoiding the snow tomorrow, Dwayne. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm Campbell Walker for Capital Weather Gang. Anytime you need us, we're at CapitalWeatherGang.com. Here's a great accumulation map. The expected snowfall is mainly staying south of I-66. Even better chances for snow down in Fredericksburg, Richmond, Charlottesville, Salisbury, La Plata even. We have a weak, quick-hitting storm system. Again, the main chances for snow around here, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m., dusting to a half-inch. The half-inch number is mainly expected south of town, if at all. I mean, it can wobble a little bit, right? The confidence in exactly where this dusting to a half-inch sets up, it can move a little bit overnight. And Danielle, you really hope that it pushes north a little and we see a little bit more around here. Shenandoah Valley, again, it's a little earlier for you, Ashley. I would say kind of 1 a.m. to maybe 8 a.m. tomorrow. Here's that simulated radar again. It is moving in from the snow band. The snow bands, the snow shield is moving in from the southwest to northeast tomorrow morning. And again, we're talking about early morning hours. It's beginning. So if you're in the Shenandoah Valley, it could begin a little earlier, around 1 a.m. or so, maybe even 2 a.m. But it pulls out a little bit earlier as well. Hey, Nick, Frederick, at 5 a.m., you could have dusting, perhaps, not the highest chance. But yes, commute tomorrow morning, if you do need to commute, could be just add a little bit more time. We know Washingtonians don't like even a dusting, potentially, of snow. And again, it's not guaranteed to snow tomorrow. Expected to mainly stay south of I-66. And Melly, you are most welcome. Excellent. Donata, thanks for tuning in. And Brad, I don't see any extremely warm days coming up this week. So it's a quiet week. Temperatures do moderate if you're looking for more warmth. It comes in Thursday and Friday, but I wouldn't call it extremely warm by any stretch of the imagination. Our average right now for this time of year is about today. It's 50 for a high temperature, and then 35 for at a low temperature at DCA Airport. And then we go into next week when you talk to me, next Sunday at sunset. But for next Sunday, the average high temperature goes down 3 degrees. It's going to be 47 degrees for an average high temperature next Sunday, and low temperature of 33 degrees. Again, this is at DCA Airport. So when we're looking ahead to next week, as the benchmark there, starting next Sunday is what this map depicts. We could, for next week, be near average, kind of no real signal, no real probability of being above average or below average. So keep that in mind. We could be plus or minus around 47 degrees or so to begin the next week, couple days. Again, next Sunday is that 47 degree high temperature. We come down 3 degrees. Again, today, let me show you that one more time. Again, today, we're 50 degrees for high temperature. Next week, 47 degrees. So we lose 3 degrees of our average high temperature. But we're, doing okay with rainfall. I think we're about 16 inches ahead for the year. And I had a graph put together, a great graph by the National Weather Service. So just don't worry about rainfall, even if we're a little bit dry here and there. This week looks quiet and pretty dry, but we're doing okay in the rainfall category, about 16.4 inches surplus since the beginning of the year. Now I want to take some questions and comments. Here's your forecast at a glance. It's quiet after the snow chances move out kind of late morning, midday tomorrow. We get a little bit more sunshine, maybe a few clouds on Wednesday, but then sunny again and a little bit warmer, if you will, Thursday and Friday. Temperatures moderate, become a little less wintry. Hope you are looking forward to that. I could use just a little bit of time to acclimate to these December feels. It even feels like January when we have high temperatures potentially tomorrow, right around our coldest average high in January of 42 degrees potentially tomorrow. So next weekend, Brad, looks like 50s and maybe some rain chances. Michael, I appreciate you tuning in. You're most welcome. Wilma, Spotsylvania has a higher chance for snow tomorrow morning than even around DC. Again, we're talking about a dusting to a half inch, and you could see a heavy coating in Spotsylvania, perhaps a half inch there, Wilma. Brad, yep, rain chances possible next weekend. It's hard to say if it will be just a few showers or steady rain at this point, but stay tuned to CapitalWeatherGang.com and follow us on Twitter at Capital Weather. And Linda, thanks for tuning in. These temps are good for hiking, walking the parks. I totally agree if it's sunny and you're wearing kind of dark clothes that absorb that warmer infrared radiation coming from our low sun angle this time of year. But when it's sunny and you're doing heavy activity, I do like getting a brisk walk or run in this time of year. Linda is right. Lose daylight and the temperature average. So David, yep, you've recapped a lot. We are losing day length until the winter solstice arrives on the December 21st. And right now we have about 9 hours and 31 minutes of day length. We go down to about 9 hours and 27 minutes. But the good news is now through Wednesday, it is the earliest sunsets of the year. We get those over with before the shortest days. It's a quirk of how we orbit around the sun, our planet. So the earliest sunsets come before our shortest days as we get into the winter solstice time frame, December 21st. So that hopefully is a good tip that our evening light slowly returns even before the shortest day arrives on the winter solstice. Betty loves snow. Well, it should give you hopefully a little bit of taste, especially south of town. The higher chances for seeing some dusting to a half inch exist south of I-66, Betty. So again, the time frame for this simulated radar, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow. It moves up pretty quick, and it's not going to amount to much. So here's the generally expected snowfall. We might not get anything around DC, but a dusting cannot be ruled out. The snow band could move a little further north. We could see a heavy coating. In a boom scenario, maybe a half inch. And again, here's the chance of a dusting, about 33% chance, 1 out of 3 chance. Tomorrow morning, as you wake up, you could see a dusting, but the snow moves out pretty quickly by maybe 9, 10, 11 a.m. And if you really are, I'm trying to give you the boom scenario. Here's the high end amount of snow, still under 1 inch for almost the entire region. You have to go down even south of Fredericksburg toward Charlottesville, Stanton, and even Richmond could see more snow than the immediate DC metro area. Brad, yes, please tag us on Twitter at Capital Weather. And Lewis asking about hurricane season. Yes, it is officially over, but out in the Atlantic, there is something brewing over near the Azores yet again. We could, this has a moderate chance of developing in the next 2 to 5 days, so we'll keep you posted. And what would the next name be? Even though the hurricane season is over, we're still using our 2020 names. Our 2020 Greek alphabet, Kappa, would be the next name, Lewis. So great question. The tropical Atlantic won't seem to fully quiet down for us. All right, what is this from Jacqueline? Good to see you. Thank you so much. It's either a ton or none. We're here on the snow line here in the DMV. Yes, indeed. And Rodney, you're asking me for a long-range forecast. I can show you what we are thinking about for next week, where our average high temperatures next Sunday when you talk to me are going down 3 degrees from today. Today at DC Airport, it's 50 degrees for an average high temperature. Next Sunday, 47 degrees. So looking at next week as a broader average, the atmospheric signals don't show much of a way cold or hot signal. I even shouldn't say hot this time of year. These above average temperatures are not hot in December, of course, but just to give you a general sense, we could be near normal next weekend. So I will keep you posted, and hopefully I don't jump around too much more in the broadcast. Sorry about some connectivity there, but I'm generally thinking that it's going to feel like December when you talk to me next Sunday and into next work week as well. So that's kind of your longer range forecast. Hey, Lewis. Yep, indeed. Hurricane season activity still continues a little bit out in the Atlantic, but thank you for that question. We'll keep you posted if Kappa does develop out in the Atlantic. But again, this only has a moderate chance of developing out near the Azores, and Kappa would be the next name on the list. Barbara, you'll take anything that can be put into a snow cone cup. It's always a treat. I used to love making snow ice cream, but I'm just want to caution skepticism. Don't panic. Don't get excited too much, even snow lovers. This is the chance of a dusting tomorrow morning, and I'm trying to find you even a dusting of snow lovers, and it's only 1 out of 3 chance around DC to see kind of a 1/10 of an inch of snow. That's kind of a coating, dusting. So generally speaking, these snow chances are best thought of south of I-66. Fredericksburg, Richmond, Charlottesville have a better chance of seeing more than a dusting to maybe a coating or a 1/2 inch of snow. And again, the high end amount, there's a 10% chance of seeing this high end amount tomorrow. It's still a dusting to a 1/2 inch for the entire region. You have to get down to I-64 to really see the chance for an inch of snow, a 10% chance of snow. This is, again, just a 10% chance of a high end amount. This is a boom scenario, as we sometimes call it. So please don't get too excited about the snow. and appropriately, our SPI, or Snow Potential Index, as you saw today on CapitalWeatherGang.com, was only a 1 out of 10. So we are not trying to paint a ebullient, optimistic, big snowy picture. Just don't panic. A little bit of snow, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, dusting to a ½ inch, and these ½ inch amounts are mainly south of town toward Fredericksburg or so. Charles wants a road trip to go see some snow south of town. Not bad. It's 2020. You want a snowstorm to end it out, Danielle. I hear you. And Kenny, we don't have information on the Christmas pattern just yet, but again, chances are we're going to maybe be above average signals, and not a white Christmas is really on the table just yet, but we'll keep you posted at CapitalWeatherGang.com and on Twitter at CapitalWeather. And what else? Rodney, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you following us on Twitter at CapitalWeather and on CapitalWeatherGang.com. Oh, wow. Rebecca's Keats blossoms are opening. Excellent. They must have some sun. And we are not, David, going to do a schoolcast or a fedcast. Most of us are not commuting, but if you do have to commute tomorrow morning, please do allow a little bit of extra time, even a dusting around DC and the Beltway. As we all know, if you've lived here more than a year, it can cause some headaches and some delays. So again, quick hitting storm, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. Not even a guarantee we see snow around the Beltway. The main snow chances are staying south of I-66, but it's close enough for a mention. We're living on the edge, as we often do in DC. This is just, again, a quick storm, just a few hours over by mid to late morning, and it quiets down very quickly tomorrow. We even see some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. So here's the general expected amounts. Doesn't amount to much, except maybe south of I-66, and then more so south of Fredericksburg, down in Charlottesville, maybe Richmond. That's where the snow band sets up. As the storm system, it tries to merge over us, but it's moving out to sea pretty quickly by 10, 11 a.m. tomorrow. And this cold front moves through tomorrow associated with it as well. And there in the blue, indicating Richmond has kind of the better chance of seeing snow. It is south of town where we see more of a snow band setting up. So keep that in mind. Behind the storm system, tomorrow afternoon even, we get kind of clearer. And it is chilly, so please bundle up a couple more days. The temperatures do not moderate until Thursday or Friday this week. Maybe a few clouds on Wednesday, but overall, sunny, quiet. I want you to enjoy. I'm trying to get my sunshine even with the brisk temperatures. It's good for exercise. If you can get out there and layer up, it's not too bad. So keep that in mind. And what else do I have for you? Here's the % chance of seeing a dusting. And again, I was trying to find, for snow lovers, even the chance of a dusting, a 1/10 of an inch tomorrow. As you can see, only a 1 out of 3 chance around DC. So good evening from Annapolis, Doreen. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Jeremy, you're so nice for tuning in. Very, very kind words. Yes, sometimes we have to report to you the probabilities. The atmosphere does not like to behave in a very linear, binary yes-no fashion with billions, trillions of molecules moving around chaotically. It is just hard to map out this invisible liquid around us, but we do our best. Want to give you the probabilities of snowfall, and again, not guaranteed to see even a dusting around DC tomorrow morning, but if you get south of I-66 toward even Fredericksburg, Charlottesville, Richmond, that's where the best chance of snow is for tomorrow, maybe even a ½ inch south of town. But we're talking about maybe a dusting around the I-66 corridor and the Beltway. But we'll keep you posted later tonight when the latest data comes in on CapitalWeatherGang.com, and follow us on Twitter at CapitalWeather as well. And Janet, thanks so much. You got your lights up outside. All right, you're getting festive. I love that. So what else? We've got a bunch of material out on the blog. We were busy this weekend on CapitalWeatherGang.com. You can see all the latest on this potential for snow at CWG.news/FirstSnow. And the storm system that's pulling away from us and brought us the wind this weekend, actually. But it's pulling away even from New England and Maine after dumping some snows in New England. You can go to CWG.news/BombCyclone. It was a very powerful storm and would have been amounting to much more had it hit in January when it was colder. Much bigger snows. But if you are not a snow fan, you dodged a bullet in New England on that. And then we even had some national coverage on the CWG.news/CaliforniaFires. We are covering that story as well. Some rare high red flag fire danger around even San Francisco overnight for tonight as well. So check all of those out, and you can touch on my face popping up below on your mobile device. You'll see all the links we're talking about, and above on your desktop or laptop. Again, day length is continuing to shorten as we get toward the winter solstice on December 21st. But fun fact and quirk of our orbit around the sun, the latest sunsets are now through Wednesday. And then we get some evening light back despite the days getting a little bit shorter. So what does that mean? Later sunrises, later and later sunrises, as we lose about 4 more minutes of daylight until the winter solstice on December 21st. So yeah, days continue to get shorter, down to about 9 hours and 27 minutes on the winter solstice, but the sunsets stop getting earlier. After Wednesday, you'll start noticing some seconds and then maybe minutes of some evening daylight coming toward us as we even get toward the shorter days on December 21st on the winter solstice. So keep that in mind. And here's our snow tracker you can find on capitalweathergang.com. 0 so far. Do we add maybe a dusting or a tenth of an inch tomorrow? To be determined, but generally the snow chances are going to stay south of town tomorrow. So keep that in mind. Don't get too excited about this quick hitting storm system between 3 a.m. and 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Hey, Susie from Woodstock, Virginia. I love Woodstock. Excellent to see you. And Jeremy, I love your sarcasm. No worries, your bet. And Danielle, thanks so much. Let's see, Doreen, good for no snow where you are. I'm glad I can help you out there. I'm not always a snow fan if I have to, in a utilitarian manner, run some errands, right? It can cause some headaches around DC. And Doreen, you're most welcome for the updates. And Alana, indeed, the earliest sunset is now through Wednesday. Isn't that funny? It's a fun trivia fact that because of the quirky orbit and speed around the sun that our planet does, our days get shorter, but the sunsets stop getting earlier by now through Wednesday. That's as early as the sunsets get. And then, of course, the sunrises, they continue to get later. That's where we lose that 4 more minutes of daylight between sunrise and sunset going into the winter solstice on December 21st for us. Susan, most welcome. I know I don't like these early sunsets, Rebecca. And Kathy, so much loving that you could see me live. Thanks for tuning in. You all are most kind. I am going to sign off in about a minute. I'm Cameron Walker for Capital Weather Gang. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. And on Twitter, Capital Weather, expected snowfall tomorrow. Not much. Do not panic. South of town, maybe sees a heavy dusting, coating, half an inch. Around town, maybe a dusting, but it might be nothing. So please keep that in mind. Don't rearrange your entire schedule, but the storm system does move out of the area by kind of mid to late morning tomorrow. The heavier snow band, as you can see in the blue, kind of sticking around Richmond, even south of Fredericksburg. So allow maybe a little more time tomorrow morning than usual for your commute, but it will not be a huge headache. It's a quiet week after we get this snow chance out of here tomorrow morning. So maybe some clouds on Wednesday as a warm front comes through and sets us up for more sun and a little more warmth in December terms. For Thursday and Friday, temperatures moderate. And again, chances of a dusting, 1 out of 3 chance, 33% chance for a dusting here in DC and around the Beltway. As you can see, south of town, even toward Fredericksburg, Culpeper, and Charlottesville, that's where the highest chance of even a dusting is. And a 10% chance of this high end amounts. And you can see these amounts are not that high. So please, snow lovers, keep your hopes realistic. We're talking about a dusting to a half inch, and north of town may see nothing. Even around town, we may see nothing. Higher chances and higher amounts south of town, and these higher amounts, in quotes as well, might only be a half inch or so. So keep that in mind. Rebecca, thanks for tuning in. Linda, you bet, thanks for tuning in. Jeremy, thanks for tuning in. And Kathleen and Karina, thank you. And winter is here. Claudia, yes, indeed. Have a great start to your week. We'll keep you posted on our SPI throughout the winter. Anytime we have a chance of snow, today was only a 1 out of 10, so just a very low chance of this snow accumulating. But of course, this is where you can find kind of our little daily widget for you to kind of boil down snow chances as we see going forward in the next week or so. We'll keep you posted, of course, on Twitter at Capital Weather and on the blog, capitalweathergang.com. I think that's all I have for you tonight. Here's the forecast at a glance as I sign off. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next Sunday for sunset, which should be at least a minute later at 4:46, thanks to that cool trivia quirk that we talked about, where the the earliest sunsets are happening now through Wednesday, even though the days continue to get shorter through the winter solstice on the 21st. Cool fact. All right, take care. You rock too, Melissa. Bye for now.